The TikTok wars are now on. Of course, you know what happens when the radical left thinks that they can't just dominate a platform all by themselves. They want to start a new platform where they can go into an echo chamber. Now we're seeing all these TikTok thoughts and BookTokkers and the like posit that they need to leave TikTok now because China doesn't own it anymore. An American investment group came in who are kind of friendly with Trump from Silicon Valley, and that's enough for them to, of course, want to virtue signal against the platform. If you don't know everything that's gone down with TikTok, it's hilarious over the last couple of years. We know that it was being used as a Chinese spy apparatus and actually collecting data on Americans. It was a bad thing, and the Trump administration and Biden administration both put stops on it. Now, Trump liked TikTok to some degree because a lot of Trump influencers were allowed to actually talk about what was going on TikTok, unlike platforms like YouTube, which we know were actually pressured by the Biden administration to take down content and take down different users because of everything that went on here. Now, with this, we have had our free speech stifled for a long time. You can just look and see that I have 60,000 plus subscribers, and just like some of my videos, especially when I talk about what's going on here on this platform, barely scrape over 1,000 views. It means nobody actually sees what they're subscribed to on here. And that's a part of the soft censorship that goes on here. Now, TikTok's a little better. I don't spend a ton of time on it. I actually do make some videos on there periodically, and I have attempted to do so over the past couple of months as I'm trying to diversify my way out of this kind of sinkhole that YouTube has become at this point. I've got about 230 followers over there, and it's an all right environment, but it is a very different animal at the same time because it's about that quick content and people just scrolling through stuff on their phones rather than actually stopping and engaging and forming a community, which is what I kind of like about here. We've built a pretty nice community through here, which I do appreciate despite all of the shadow bans and censorship. We have a nice community, which I've moved over to Discord quite a bit, so please join if you're doing that. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here, guys. This is very important as we're talking about all things in the culture, and I'll get into the TikTok situation and what's going on over there, and of course the mass exodus that they're threatening at this point. Very, very funny stuff. Please sign up for my newsletter in the description below. As I already mentioned, I might not find you again, and I'm a science fiction and fantasy writer and comic writer. I would love to stay in touch with you, and thanks for being here. Let's get into this news right now. So here's what's going on. We've got these women going out there. Look at their burning candles. They made this video. Are we leaving TikTok now? Because what? There's some people who bought this who might not be acceptable to me. Now, this is super ironic as a whole concept in general. Like I said, China was spying on everybody. They're totally cool with that. In fact, they were very mad when there were talks about shutting down TikTok and removing it because they thought that was going to be a terrible censorship. They were going to be gone, blah, 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 blah. And they cried about it. So Trump actually came up with a solution, which was to have American investors actually purchase the company so that it would be under American control and not used as a Chinese spy apparatus. Now, here's the thing. They're outraged about this, and I'll show you who bought it and why they're outraged in just a second. But these are just like American companies. It's really funny because, you're on an Apple iPhone or a Google Android right now. You're on this platform right here using your filters with all these companies that are all invested by these same groups of people, right? And uses a lot of platforms and a lot of technology from companies like Oracle, which is one of the big people investing in this. So you're already in this ecosystem where all these people have already invested in all the things that you're using. They don't think that hard. These are like dumb women on the internet, as we know. They don't think. They just emotionally react all the time. But the funniest part about this, they were totally fine with China, who has human rights violations, slave camps, the way that they treat that Muslim region over there is absolutely crazy, and it goes down the line. You could just look at all of China's atrocities and all that. Totally cool. Not Trump, though. Oh, my gosh. Now, just because Trump did it, they don't like it. Now, this is very similar to the Tylenol challenge we had earlier this week, where Trump actually came out and said that Tylenol should not be used if you're pregnant. And that makes a lot of sense because, of course, Tylenol does liver damage if you use it quite a bit. And with a small child or a fetus inside, that liver's a lot smaller, so that tolerance is a lot lower. So you don't want to mess with that kind of thing at the very least. Now, there might be a link to autism or not. They're studying that, and we'll see what happens on that. But even the company of Tylenol posted that they don't recommend their products to be used while a woman is pregnant. And so what did these women do? They all went out there and started guzzling Tylenol like it was fine, these idiots. And of course, when you down a whole bottle of Tylenol or whatnot, you're going to make yourself very ill, and you could cause major long-term health problems regardless of what Trump said one way or another. But this is just how they react all of the time, and this is the exact situation we have right here once again. So here's the situation that we have. Here is who owns TikTok now, explaining Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX partnership under Trump's order. Now, President Trump signed the executive order setting into motion the sale of TikTok's U.S. business to a group of American and international investors. The move follows a 2024 law requiring Chinese-owned platform to divest or face a nationwide ban. Trump said he discussed the matter directly with Chinese President Xi Jinping. And remember, this is a Biden ban that was happening before. So both sides, they rarely agree in American politics whatsoever, but everybody kind of knows that this is a bad thing if China's doing this kind of thing. And so, hey, maybe wake up, dumb TikTok lady. But hey, they'll never do that, right? So they said, we talked about TikTok and other issues. He gave us the go-ahead, and this will be an American-run company from top to bottom. The president has postponed enforcement of the divest or ban deadline until December 16th to allow time for negotiations, including the transfer of U.S. assets, approval from Beijing, and securing investment partners. Vice President J.D. Vance said the restructured company will carry an estimated value of $14 billion. There was some resistance on the Chinese side, but the fundamental thing that we wanted to accomplish is that we wanted to keep TikTok operating, but we also wanted to make sure that we protected Elon's data privacy as required by law. As part of the ordeal, Oracle and Silver Lake are among the U.S. investors slated to take a majority stake in the new entity. ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, will have to retain less than 20% ownership, remain compliant with U.S. law. Another reported stakeholder is MGX, an artificial intelligence investment firm, a partner of Silver Lake, which falls under the purview of Sheikh Tanhoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Oh my gosh. Blah, blah, blah. I can talk pretty one day. And the United Arab Emirates National Security Advisor and brother of the president, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Okay. Trump has credited TikTok with its 170 million U.S. Users helping him win the election. Say it's going to be American operated all the way. So there's also a Jewish investor involved with this sort of thing. And so you've got a Muslim group who's an investment group from over there. You've got Silver Lake, you've got Oracle, you've got Silver Lake AI partner, and you've got a Jewish group all involved. So there's a lot of people from a lot of different backgrounds involved. And of course, you saw that Nick Fuentes was talking about how it's going to be Jewish controlled, and therefore it's going to be a ruined platform, etc. So a lot of people just are going to be upset regardless of what goes on here. But as far as this goes, Larry Ellison, being one of the primary investors, is actually investing in a lot of different media. And he is I'd say a soft Trump supporter from Silicon Valley. He is more on the right, and he buys up a lot of stuff. He actually bought the Skydance company, which is Sun Runs, and then merged with Paramount. They're building a lot on the media end. Now, the Silver Lake company is actually an investment company that is partially tied with him as it is, and a lot of those investors also invest in Oracle. So this investment group is just, they kind of do a lot together in tandem at this level. But they're all Silicon Valley. They're based out of Menlo Park, California, which is where, of course, Apple's based out of, and a lot of the tech CEOs and tech giants are all based out of. So this is a U.S. big tech play to control this rather than anything else. It's going to be a lot less political than this lady thinks it is, and I think it'll be less political on the other side than like Nick Fuentes will think it is also. So this is who owns it. It's really like not a big deal because it's the same thing. I mean, whether you are on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, it's kind of all the same investment groups, and it's all the same people kind of behind the curtain. But this is what the liberals do every single time. If they can't have the platform, they think all to themselves. If they can't even though they're just allowed to say whatever they want without any restrictions, unlike what we have here, they cry about it and they go crazy. You remember the whole blue sky exodus from X because we can't even Elon. And what they did was just got into this platform where they radicalized themselves further and cut themselves off further, and that platform's like a dead platform at this point because of the way that they do things. Well, maybe we can get all these thoughts off of TikTok. This could be a beautiful thing. I could only imagine a wonderful TikTok, a wonderful book talk that doesn't have to deal with these people. Now, I'm on there. Like I said, I've been uploading some videos and testing some things over the last few days. Got 232 followers. I'll put this link in the description below if you want to sign up for my TikTok and get those quick videos real quick. They're the same ones I post on YouTube Shorts pretty much. But that is the spot there. trying to grow that over there because, once you get to 1,000 followers on there, they allow you to post your links and sell your books. And please sign up for my newsletter in the description below. Really funny stuff. The mass exodus from TikTok because they're outraged begins. They always do this. They always flounce. And it never really moves the needle. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.